Let's go! We just sent the super team Nets packing in one of the greatest NBA games I have ever seen, and the number one Milwaukee Bucks game I have ever seen in my life. Holy shit! I am hyped, guys! We won! Yes! Yes! Oh my God, I can't believe it! Everything about that game was just classic Wisconsin sports choke job until the fates aligned and Kevin Durant's shot to tie it, his foot was on the line by an inch, and it went to overtime, and we fucking won the game. Oh my God, guys, I gotta be real with you guys. Ever since I started this channel, this is probably the happiest I've ever felt after a sports game ever. Since I started the channel anyways. Obviously, I think the only two that top it are the Packers winning the Super Bowl and then beating Dallas in that divisional playoff game. But if there's anything to tell you that this Bucks team is a team of destiny, Kevin Durant, his foot was on the line to tie the game. And instead of winning it because his foot was on that line, the Bucks instead went to overtime with the Nets and won it in overtime. And let me tell you, that was probably the greatest performance of Giannis's career, by the way. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Middleton had a rough first half, so did Drew, but both of them came through when it counted. Both of them came through. Guys, I can't breathe right now. I'm just in, I thought for sure, once the Nets scored that first bucket in overtime that we were done for. I thought for sure. It was like, yep, this is the classic, heartbreaking moment for a Wisconsin sports fan. I've seen it so many times. It's the biggest game, the biggest stage, and they hit the first shot of overtime, and I was like, yeah, this isn't going to go well. And we kept missing shots, but the Nets kept missing shots too, and that's what got us an opportunity. The Nets only made that one basket in overtime, that mid-range jumper by Durant. And Chris Middleton, I think Giannis tied it with the floater, and then Middleton gave us the lead with the turnaround jumper with 40 seconds left. That was the biggest shot of Chris Middleton's career. Even over Miami Game 1, that was the biggest shot of his career, and he fucking nailed it. Nothing but net. I am just, guys, I live to make videos like this. I have been wanting to make a video celebrating winning a game like this my entire time that I've had this channel. And maybe someday it'll happen with the Packers. I know you guys are the big... most of you guys follow me for the Packers stuff, but I am a huge Bucks fan and Brewers fan, as you guys know. And this game I had to tweet out that I'd sold my soul to the devil a few times to win it. But man, this game, probably the greatest basketball game I've ever witnessed. I guess, finals game 7, 2016, yeah, the 2016 finals, where LeBron's block and Kyrie's game-winning 3, that's probably, better. But as a fan of the Bucks, I don't think any game, at least in the last 20 years, comes close to this one. The Bucks fought every single second, every single millisecond of this game. You could tell they wanted it so much, the way they were playing, man. And they hit some incredibly tough shots. So did the Nets. But, just the way that they all, put it all out there and they came away with the win. It's just so deserving for that team, And, man, I feel so happy, especially for Giannis and Middleton, man. Those guys have been here ever since, I literally started watching the Bucks, became a Bucks fan. I really started watching them about 2014 or so. So it's been 7 years of, diehard fan watching. Before that, I was, younger, I was more of a casual fan. Obviously, the Bucks weren't really that good, but that 2014-15 season when we went from worst team in the league to playoffs, that's what really sucked me in. And these two guys have been there every single season. And for them to win a game like this and advance to the finals, beating literally, I think, the best team in the league. I mean, who, in my opinion, at least the best scorer in the world, maybe the best scorer we have ever seen in our entire lives, Kevin Durant. And of course, Floppy McFlop Boy, James Frodrin. Man, let me tell you, I hate Kevin Durant because of how good he is. I hate James Harden because of how sickening his style of basketball play is and how he cries and whines and flops all the time, how he baits for fouls, and how he slandered Giannis so much. Well, guess what, James? That man dropped 40 points on you, and you're going home. You choked into Game 7, and don't give the injury excuse. He played every fucking minute of that game. If he was truly injured, if he was that bad, then guess what? He wouldn't have played all those minutes. If he was truly that injured to where he simply could not, I can't even think right now, guys. I'm just so amazed that we won this game. I mean, I can't even finish the sentence. I don't even remember what I was going to say. But, I mean, Giannis, like I said, I think that's the best game of his career. And, Middleton, at least, he had that awful first half. I think he was 2 for 11 to start. But the rest of the way, he finished 9 of 25, so 7 of 14 the rest of the way. So we shot 50% in the second half. That was really good. But let me talk about Jrue Holiday. I do owe Jrue Holiday an apology because if you follow me on Twitter, I was slandering the shit out of him late in that game because he was really playing at that point in time, probably the worst game of his career. He was 2 for 18, I think, at one point. He was bricking every single shot. He was trying to take step-back threes. He was forcing things in the paint. He just could not get anything to fall. And then he hits a couple big threes down the stretch and a turnaround fadeaway jumper. I think that gave us the lead. I mean, I literally, I haven't watched any highlights of the game. This is all from my memory. And that game just was so much was thrown at you over and over again. I mean, these teams traded buckets back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but, it's just, I just can't, I can't, process it at this moment. So I have to go back and watch it to really, understand just how big of an impact Jrue really had. But I know he had a really big impact down the stretch. And, of course, his defense is always amazing. But Jrue Holiday, if you ever watch this video, man, I'm sorry. Because you really brought it. You did in the final minutes. And you were a part of the reason why we ended up winning that game. So I do apologize for that. But Kevin Durant, I think he had 48, Kevin Durant. Proving once again, he's the best scorer of all time, in my opinion. And, as much as I hate, how he goes and joins super teams or whatever, I can't deny how great of a player he is. And, he sure as hell fought I'm pretty sure he played every single second of this game, too. Giannis played, I think, a few minutes short of every single second. But KD, man, I gotta, hand it to him. And anyone who's a KD fan or anything like that, you're a fan of possibly the best player in the world, in my opinion, the greatest scorer to ever live. But we beat a good team, guys. We beat a good one. That was an all-time series, an all-time game. And thank God, Game 5 will not haunt me. Because that game, looking back on that game, if we had lost this game, that game would haunt me for the rest of my fucking life. I mean, just the way we blew that game, but it didn't matter because the Bucks fought back, and I think they did it against extremely difficult circumstances, playing on the road, and I really think the refs, you guys know I really hate, trying to blame refs for things. If we had lost, undoubtedly I would probably be yelling about the refs too, but I really feel like the refs kind of called it a bit one-sided tonight. The last I checked, the Nets shot 25 free throws to the Bucks 14, and Giannis had 13 of those free throws. So the Bucks outside of Giannis had 1 free throw compared to 25 for the Nets. I mean, wow. But the Bucks overcame it. I felt like, I was thinking in my head, I remember the stories of the Eastern Conference Finals 2001, all, the rigging of that series, and how officials have come out and said, yeah, we definitely got the fix in for that because they wanted AI versus Kobe and Shaq. But I really feel like this was going to be another one of those situations. But thank God for us that the Bucks just overcame it, I think. And now, up against either Philadelphia or Atlanta, I think having the best player standing is a pretty big draw if you're going to want to try to get the Nets, or not the Nets, the refs in your favor. But, of course, I don't really want to have an unfairly called game and an advantage of us. So hopefully it remains neutral, or maybe not remains, but becomes more neutral in the Eastern Conference Finals, regardless of who we play. But still, what a game, what a series. And like I said, definitely the best I've ever felt after a sports victory since at least 2016 divisional playoffs against the Cowboys. But anyways, guys, that's all I got to say in this video. I'm losing my voice, and I really want to go back and watch the highlights of that game because I will probably remember that forever. So, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Fear the deer. Team of Destiny, baby.